All right. Well, this is our donation night. For the first hour or so, we try to bring in last push on the channel. This month has been not great. So if you guys have the ability to help support the channel, usually we already have some people already supporting the channel at this point, but there's 0 on the screen. So if you guys have the ability to help support the channel, this is our donation night where we've already given out 1,000 this month. And, you know, it's just, this is what we do every single month since January of 2020. All right. That's crazy. Jesus. All right, anyways, this is what I've been working on. You guys can see it so far. I'm trying to... Hey, wow, look at that. Phyllis Watson gifted 20 memberships to the freaks out there. New freaks. Wow, very kind of you. Thank you. I thought we were dead. Hey, thanks. I'll eat cake, as in I'll eat cake. I'm going to turn off my... Put it on Do Not Disturb. I hate when it just beeps all the time. All right, thank you. Yeah, we need to... We try to get around 1,000 on this night here total, all throughout all the different places. We used to do a hell of a lot more than that, but that's just what I'm hoping for. So if everybody out there can help support the channel, that would be great. You know, amazing news though. Candace Owens has been sued by the former security lead for Charlie Kirk, Brian Harpool, and yeah, it's just, man, all the rest of these idiots. Who's that other guy, the other clown out there? The, now I can't even remember his name. The, he should be named in the same lawsuit. Her little sidekick guy. I forgot his name for some reason. Hey, thanks C.C. Irwin and Cheryl Bullock. And Taguro Michelle. What the hell's that guy's name? Let's see. I think it's Brian something. Coleman. Yeah, Coleman, that guy. Jesus, that guy is just as bad as Candace Owens. An absolute, you know, just putting out false information. Absolutely provable. Is Tucker also listed in there? To girl? No, I was thinking of Coleman, the YouTuber that put out a false video using Google Trends as some sort of meaningful piece of information, and then and then Candace picked up on it because, ooh, wow, more conspiracy crap that we can pretend is real, and then he just sort of rode on Candace Owens' coattails every day, putting out similarly false information over and over and over again. It's embarrassing, really. But anyways, you guys, this is our donation night. So if you have the ability to help support the channel, that's what we do for the first hour or so. Try to bring in... this month wasn't... it was a poor month, you know. Some of it's my fault. I couldn't get my videos to be viewed by anybody, really. They got like if I got 2,000 views, it was a miracle. And 2,000 views, the ad revenue is probably like $20. So it just doesn't really help dramatically the channel at all. So this is what the beginning of the show, that's what we do here. So it looks like currently we had a few people jump in, but we're just sort of, I don't know. It's sort of similar to every donation night we've had for a long time. For the last 6 months, just You know, we have nothing, no coffees. We have no anything coming in over there. You know, so we're just in a not a great place. All right, hey, all right. Is that what is it, 250? That's like $1.25. Thanks. All right. All right, I'm gonna play. Let me just play this. This is what I've been working on this. There's gonna be stuff prior to it also, but it's like, you know, here it is at 8:22 in the morning. We have Tyler Robinson's Dodge Challenger show up right around 8:23 is when it drives by right here. And then it drives by right there. Okay. Then this is what it would look like from the air, you know, somewhere, something like this he did. Now, he may have pulled over for a minute or two. Don't know. When I made that animation, I didn't have it stop at all, but I figured out today how to do that. So there is the Dodge Challenger driving down the road. It would have been picked up on that same camera that's across the street there. The one that picked him up walking by the fence. All right, guys, this is donation night. Please help support the channel. And then it turns into basically the campus here. And then right there, he goes into that parking garage on the right, just like that. Boom. Then after that, you know, he walks around. He comes back around 9:24, but before coming back, he went to the wooded area and then to the location that Charlie Kirk was shot. And then he's seen coming back to the parking garage, which is right here. So here he comes. I got that part finished that we were working on last night. So see him? It's pretty cool, isn't it? He's just walking. He has shorts on in this video, this image. Yeah, that's what he should have. But there's no characters that have shorts in the 3D Studio Max walk. I do have the maroon shirt and a hat. Hey, you guys, look, we got a challenge in here. If we get 10 gifted memberships, we'll get 10 gifted memberships worth of coffee. All right, so then he goes into the parking garage at 9:24. All right, now while he's in the parking garage, he obviously makes it back to his car and then eventually pulls out again in the Dodge Challenger. Isn't that cool? Isn't this a great way to do this? Because it really just shows, like, I think this is exactly what they have here. Now, it's possible he turned the other direction and went, you know, the other way down the street. Hey, thanks, Phyllis Watson, Rock Girl Media. But, you guys, this is our donation night where we try to have one last big push and then, you know, we try to get $1,000 total. You know, it's only... After YouTube takes its portion, it's like 700. But we're trying to bring in 1,000, and right now we are not even at 200. And if we take away, let's see. Well, it's Phyllis Watson. Oh, Phyllis Watson did 20 up there. If we take away Phyllis Watson, we're at like $60. That just doesn't work. All right, anyways, see how the vehicle's driving around right there. And he pulls around and goes down this side street. I think this might be what he did. He could have gone all the way down there and around. We just don't know exactly what he was doing or where precisely he parked in this area, but I have two good candidate spots, like right over here perhaps. You know, I just, for the sake of this video, I just had him parked near that. I have him underneath that tree. And then from there, just like a few minutes later, he's walking this direction. Like 20 minutes later, he's walking right by the camera on that corner there. So here he goes. And then as he walks, this is the dry run. He's going to be walking, and this is all real time, this portion here. So this way people can get a sense of what it looks like out there. Hey, thanks Aaron Sayers, Cheryl Bullock, Rock Girl Media, and Aaron Sayers again. So what is that? 21, 22, 23, 21, 2, 3, 4, 8. We need 2 more gifted memberships. Oh, jeez. Yeah, so he's walking. Is it playing right now? Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's right there. So he's just still walking around the corner here. And pretty soon I switch over to where you're actually the eyes. So you can see him walking over there. And then right now, I think I switch. Right there. There you go. So that's in the exact same spot. See that? Hey, thanks T-Girl, Michelle, and Allie Cake, and Aaron Sayers. Again, thank you. So this is the full walk. I mean, the whole screen looks like that. So it actually has a clock at the bottom. I was just zooming in for a second there. But this is what it looks like. This would be exactly where Tyler Robinson was walking. I think at least on the dry run. We know that he walked this direction here. And on the dry run, he walks right by the house that filmed his car. See that house at the right in front of the camera at the very end down there? That's the house that was under construction. And then right across the street from that is the house that filmed him late at night on the 11th. Or, really early in the morning, I guess you could call it. I'm not sure if I pan the camera around or anything. Hey, thanks Paulette Leonard and Lisa Valenzuela. So right across the street to the right is the house that filmed his car parked here. When I was there, I was walking with a 360-degree camera. So yes, I turned the camera. That's the house right there that filmed him walking. So he's going to be, not walking, his car parked. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if that same camera filmed him walking by during the daytime. Or early morning hours. I guess it's not really that early, 10 o'clock in the morning, but it's going to show him walking right here. Yeah, let's see if we can get some challenges going. We've got, right now we're at 250. We're a quarter of the way to reaching the goal on this donation night. Hey, look at look at Aaron Sayers has a challenge. Can I click on that? Yeah, there it is. He'll do a 5 for 5er. All right. Do you think people have the patience to walk? I think it's kind of cool that you can just see the whole route that he walked on here. A lot of people just don't have the patience when you're watching a video. I could speed this part up a little bit, I guess. But why should I? Hey, thanks Whiskey Boots and Phyllis Watson. Yeah, I mean, this just gives people an absolute... This is what it looked like there. I mean, obviously the Halloween decorations probably weren't up. I mean, there's interesting elements here, because right when you take a left here, you're walking down the street, and that's the street that has the surveillance camera that films Tyler Robinson with the gun down his legs walking on the sidewalk. And that's in a different clip. And I do have... Zozo sent me... I saw that it was on the news, I just didn't have time to look for it. But you guys, yeah, we need 3 more gifted memberships to reach the challenge that was in there. Are we already at that point where we're just struggling? Let's see if we can get to the goal tonight, you guys. Yeah, so I have the surveillance footage for Cole, you know, the shooter recently. It has a whole bunch of different shots, and it has the clear version of the video. And it just shows you that one person that you put out, that AI version, put a hat on the guy's head and everything, and there isn't one, you know. It's hilarious. So this portion right here is all being filmed by that camera across the street. Yeah, they just sent me an email. We've given Rain $33,000 since January of 2020. I think even less time than that, because I didn't even know about Rain until like maybe year 2 of that. All right, we need 2 more gifted memberships to reach the challenge in there by Aaron. If we get to the 1,000, then I'll donate 1,000 plus money that I'm going to donate. All right, so I'll donate, even though it's 300 less if you guys send in 1,000, because YouTube takes a percentage. But whatever you guys do, that's what the other number will be. You know, this month was really bad. Okay, like I think April we donated like 5 or 6. Not April. What month was that? February we donated I think 6,000. And the channel brought in 5,000 more than this one is going to. So this is just, it's not good. So if we can sort of make up for it, and I know, and the sad part is there were so many individuals that helped a lot during the month. It just shows you that the level, it's just it's becoming difficult. All right, Shelky, 5 months. Thank you. All right, so here is the street where, you know, the main street that had the 2 cameras on it. So this is all part of that walk. And look at the time right here. Remember my shadow analysis? That was 10:08. This is exactly, I just showed you the entire walk without editing it. I mean, you know, other than like sometimes I have to put the same clip in the same spot. Like right now, Watch, I'm right there, and then I cut over to the same brick walls using Chuck Keeler's video, because he walks exactly where Tyler Robinson was walking. Right there. See that? And then on that house there, near the top, there's a surveillance camera. And then right here is where he's picked up. Right there. See that? Boom. He's walking. And that's like that whole walk that I just did at perfect time. Look at that. 10:08. Boom. And then I think right around here, he cuts across that grass. You can see by the shadows. And then it pretty much just ends here, because this is just a portion of the full video based on all of the information that we have. Isn't that amazing? So what do you guys think of that? Pretty cool. I need music and dialogue in it and so forth, but yeah, it's about to be May. Tomorrow is going to be the first night of the next month. Did we get there? Oh, we did. Hey, thanks, Aaron Sayers and Kathy Freidenmaker. All right. All right, guys, this is our donation night. So this is where everybody comes together. We have one last push and then donate the thousands of dollars like we always do. Here, I'll show you this is what the graph looks like this month. So see how these are all all these days here are sort of normal. It's right. Let's say if you average about $300 a day, then at the end of the month, you might be able to donate, 3,000 or something. So we're just barely scraping by. And then look at this. Boom. Fell off a cliff. Then it got back to normal one day, then fell off a cliff. Then it goes back up to somewhat normal, but below it. And then a really good day, and then the very next day, I think there might have been a day in here, but then look at where it went there. Just fell off a cliff. Then back here. Normal days. None of these are great days where when there's a big case going on and I'm, making videos and we're doing live streams, you might have days where you bring $700 or $800, and that's what allows those months where you donate $6,000, because then you have your normal days, but those big days are what make it so you're at this higher level. And see all of these here. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 just horrendous days in the last half of the month almost. I mean, it's just it wasn't good. So we're just trying to do our regular donation night in here, you guys. So if you have the ability to help support the channel, that would be awesome. And, everybody knows we've been doing this for years and years and years. So is there any chance I don't have to keep trying to shepherd it through tonight where people just know that that's what we do? Apparently not. All right, let's do the, I'm going to play the, and nobody's chatting now. It's dead as a doornail yet again. Come on, you guys. that the video set? Yeah, I guess it's right there. Right, so this is the new video regarding Cole Allen. Look how skinny this guy is, man. Jeez. It's like Slender Man or something. He probably weighs about 130, maybe 120. New can. I don't know what a leak X is. What's that? I have the document, her lawsuit document. So there he is, right there. Thanks, H-Doc. We need to get some more cat eye donations and some challenges. Challenges are about, or like, seems like our only hope. We are currently at 320 currently. Look at him goofing around, laughing. What a creepy. You know what this guy is? I think he's like an incel type. Again, you know, like he had nothing, so he's just out there. I guess this is played back at quick. This is the 24th at 9:01 in the evening. Hey, looks like Alley Cake had, if we got 20 for 4 memberships. Hey, there you go. We need, well, there you go. Aaron Sayers and Phyllis Watson. Thank you. So there he is, he's leaving. What time is that? That's 9:02. This is also 9:02. This is right after he left there. I don't know if he just hung out in his hotel room. Thank you, Aaron Sayers. Approximately 3 minutes pass. I thought this, so what was this? I thought this was the 25th. Maybe it was the 3 minutes pass. Yep. And he's coming back this direction. Thank you, Alley Cake. What the hell is a doornail? I don't know. You know, that's a good point. I don't know what dead as a doornail means. What the hell is a doornail? That's a good question. So it is on the 25th, so I'm not really sure what that video is trying to prove. So this is the next night at 8:23, apparently. Hold on. Do they think, is that him walking through there? Yeah, he's got his jacket on. So that is him. This is right around the time of the shooting. See that? Now he's got the long leather, you know, long jacket, trench coat, hiding his weapons. Now here's what he does: is he goes into this bathroom, and then ironically, there's a sniffer dog that goes in there. It doesn't alert on anything. At least that's what I see. Let me see. I just watched it one time, really quickly. So look right over here. Into that door, it looks like. This is him, I think. Yeah, that's him. He goes into that door, and then look, there's a dog sniffing dog. I mean, what? Didn't this... Maybe he did follow him in there. I mean, that guy's looking at him. He is looking at him like, hey. And then he walks away, and then he did do something. That's crazy, really. I mean, don't you think that's a little weird? I mean, weird in the sense of just, wow, they could have got him. But he's got the trench coat on. with the rifles in there, and he goes in there, and then the dog followed right after him. Almost looked like it knew that he had something. And then this guy keeps looking in there, and we don't know what it looks like in there. But obviously, he might have said something, oh, yeah, I'm fine. And then immediately, boom, then he took off. Where is that one? Yeah, let me open up this one for fun. Here, look at this. This is the one that
full run. It looks like he just turned a 90.
This guy made. He made.
And the timer.
This is the AI version, right? Look at this guy. He's holding a sign over there, whatever the hell it is.
Down at the bottom is at 0. And
this guy has a hat on.
He's clearly at a dead sprint.
This part here is pretty good. I mean, that's about it.
Armed with a shotgun. He's armed with a shotgun. He's armed with a pistol, and he's got 2 knives on him.
How come you didn't have him come out of that door over there?
He's sprinting towards. You guys can see he's about halfway down. We are 1 second into this video. The security, he's broken through his OODA loop.
Yeah.
As it comes, he's now.
No, that's just not, you know. This guy doesn't have a hat. This part, yeah, the guy was bent over and everything. Thank you, Frida. Phyllis Watson. What the hell is a toenail? All right, we're at 370 right now, you guys. Remember we used to do like 1,300 or so? And, yeah, now it's just an absolute struggle. And that would even be with small crowds. Hardly anybody shows up on donation night. I think this guy gets shot right in, like originally. And you know what's interesting? You know the 5 shots that you hear, the bing, 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 bing? I think one of his shots is at the same time as this guy. Because look how quick this officer here was freaking money. Look how quickly that guy went to that gun at his side. Oh, watch this. Boom. He's already got it, pulls out, and then bam, look at there's a shot. See the flame on the, right there? That came out of the gun there. Boom, and he missed him somehow. How the hell that happened, I don't know. I don't know when this guy gets shot, though. Or I don't know if he's even the one that got shot. Because he doesn't ever seem to aim it at him. I don't think he ever shot that guy. This guy here shot a bunch of times. This one. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I think he's the sole shooter. I mean, look at 3, 2, 1. So he's got at least 3 shots. But man, wow, dangerous. That shot right there, you'd almost would think have to have hit him. I mean, look at that thing. That shot is just straight across. But I don't know. I don't know when the guy running could have shot that guy. Hey guys, if you can help support the channel, that'd be great. We're back at another massive lull on our donation night, so if you guys could, please help support the channel, that would be fantastic. We're currently only at 370 on nights where we almost always bring in right around 1,000. So anybody out there do another challenge of some sort? All right, so here's the slow motion version. And this guy sees him running with the gun and immediately pulls out his gun. And right there, he may have fired at that moment. Oh, yeah. Okay, I can kind of see something like that. It could have hit that female officer right here. Okay, look at, here's this female officer. And let's see. When he comes, see how he aims right over there? And then he may have shot, and then because look at the female officer. She seems to feel like almost like she got hit because she was already sort of moving before the gunshot. Wow. Well, there she is. Or if that's a she, I don't even know what that is. Now, there you have it. All right, guys. Any chance you guys could keep helping support the channel? This is our donation night. What happened, man? That's just crazy. One PayPal too. We used to get like 20 of those, and a bunch of coffees, and it's wild. And I'm just telling you the reality. You know, you don't have to, oh, great, man, just be happy. Well, I'm not. I'm not happy that people aren't into supporting like it, you know, like we used to do. We used to do so much. I mean, the second year we did this, we donated 60-something thousand, you know. And since then, you know, just kind of trickling. Yeah, I guess we got another challenge by Phyllis Watson again. Be nice if some of the other people out there, you know, other than, you know, the ones that have already helped, would do something like that. So the challenge is if you guys do 5 individual gifted memberships, they'll do, Phyllis will do 5 herself. But that means that 5 people actually have to send in a coffee. Or not a coffee, a purchase of membership, etc. Hey, there's one, all right. Stephen Connerly. I'll just play this again. I'll just play it. Well, you know it works better if I go like this. Watch this. If I take myself off, go to the Adobe NDI. Look at that. Yeah, that's way better. Hold on. What happens when I play it? That's right. Then it makes it smaller. All right, let's start over. Dun, 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 dun. All right, we got 3. We need 2 more, you guys. I bet this guy weighs about 120 pounds. And I think he's an incel type. And he wanted to be the big hero out there in his political realm. And that's what he did. And we're going to do I have the Candace Owens, Brian Harpool's document. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I mean, we can just skip around. There's screenshots and everything. It's sweet. This guy's probably similar to Koberger, just sort of something a little off there. All right, guys. Why is it difficult in here on donation night for us to get these challenges? We need 2 more gifted channel memberships, etc. I appreciate everybody who's out there supporting and everything. It's just everybody knows that we have this night, and this is our main night of the month. Kind of can make up for some bad ones, and this is just another poor showing again. It's just. Getting crazy. I mean, right now we're just at like a normal night show, like a decent night. That's it. This isn't like right now we're at 380 something, and so on a normal night, 380, that would bring in like 270 after YouTube, and then then you hope that there's other things that get it up to 3 so that you can average it. Forget it. Why explain it? Now, a couple of those guys just took off. Went running the other way. Wow. Okay. What about, who are these guys over here? They just took off like a bat out of hell. Not sure I'd want them on my... Look at him. Oh, yeah, come on, let's go. Let's get the hell out of here, man. Oh, let's get out of here. Yeah, probably the last detail. Those guys are going to work. Hey, thanks, Shoshana. We need 1 more, you guys. 1 more. Man, a lot of people were in harm's way on these shots this guy's taking right here. Especially that one. Like that one. Man, I mean, I wonder where those bullets hit. Those first shots that he did. Let's see if we can see that. Hey, thanks, Jim Lawn. Tony owes you $10? All right. Okay, so there's that one. I thought maybe you could see maybe a bullet hit. Oh! Hey, check it out, you guys. Look at that. Wait, maybe. Hold on. Oh, look at that. That's incredible. I think that is the bullet hitting the wall right there. Watch this. Right there. That thing. And as a matter of fact, if you... I'm 100% sure that that's what that is. I bet there's no other YouTuber that's found that. I was just thought, man, let me go look for that. Look at that. That is what that is. Watch this. It's not there anymore on any other frame. And then look at this. 4, 2, boom, right there. Let's go back to the original time. when it's not slowed down. Oh God, yeah, that's right there. I can see it. Look how crazy. Are you guys even paying attention or not? Hello, hello, everybody. Thanks, Phyllis Watson. Okay, so look at right there. He fires. Right, that's frame number 203643. Well, now I'm too far away to see it. 320 right there, boom. And now let's zoom in over here. It's right there. And that's within a second. You know, it's like 203643. Let me go back to when he fired that. I mean, the bullets should get there almost instantaneously, but let's see. Okay, right there. 33643. He fires it. And I wonder if it was there and it just finally... Oh, look even up on the roof there. Look up here. There's this like dusty shit, you know, because of that. Watch right before that. Nothing. See that? I really, like if we drew a line, let's try to do that. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm looking at. Hold on a second. Oh, jeez. Let me turn this off. You guys can't see anything. All right, watch this. This is what I was doing without the large version on the screen. All right. So here comes this guy. Watch. All right, so there's the first shot right there. Maybe we can find the other one too. Okay, there's the first shot. Now look what the time it is, 3:36:43. And then if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's right there. I mean, I don't know if it like ricocheted or if it went in and then it finally sort of collapsed on itself and then you could see it. But that shot right there, I think, is absolutely, you know, let me go right when it shows up. Look where it shows up. Boom. See? Like it wasn't there and then it's there. See that? The dot. And then it's there the whole rest of the time. See that? So that was a hole that was created. See that? Right. So that absolutely is the, in my opinion, well, you know, it's interesting too, because when it shows up, the guy here has already moved a little bit. You know, but it's like 3:36:43. He just fires that. And then look at this though. If you draw a line, like where would you think that it would go? Let's see. So if I get this screen open over here, and let's just go like right off of the gun, you know, you would think you know, it'd go like up in that area, right? Like it would do that. Not sure what's happening with this thing that I use here. Let me get rid of it. Okay, get rid of that draw thing that I had on. I mean, it's weird too because he shoots and then You know, it's 3:36:43. Jesus, man, this is just, what the hell's happening? All right. So looking at that trajectory, you would look up on that wall. That's why I was looking on that wall. And then if you... It's weird, though, how it seems like the bullet would hit quicker than that. But I would bet you money that that's what that is. Now, maybe it ricocheted. It seemed like still that would be quicker, you know? Right there, and then that's, let's just say that's right when a bullet is leaving his gun in that frame, and then we go 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12, so a third of a second later it hits right there, but it seems like it should hit there quicker than a third of a second, but it's exactly where he was aiming, right? So, doesn't that make sense? Nah, let's see. And that's right where you would think it would be, too. So let's go back on this one and see if there's any other... So when if he misses him, you would think there would be something over here, too. I think that one, I actually think that this guy here was shot by that officer, but they don't say that. I think this guy right here is hitting him in the missed him and then hit him in his vest. And then he got his weapon out. And I think he's literally with his left hand, he's trying to see what happened with the shot. You see that? Like he's, I mean, what other reason would that be, I guess? I guess he could be trying to move his jacket back so he can get to the gun, but I don't know. He shoots 5 times. What do you mean, but? What do you mean, but he shoots 3 times? What does that mean? Yeah, we know he shoots 3 times, and then he probably shot 2 more times off camera because it kept going. We see the first shot and everything. I don't know what you mean by, but he shoots 3 times. Yeah. He shoots 5 times. This officer, right? I wonder if they're taking apart the magnetometer for the evening. Okay, this guy runs in, and then boom. Okay, so there's 1. That's the first shot. And that missed him, apparently. Then there's that one. That's crazy, because then right up here, right there on the wall is where the bullet goes in. Right there. Watch. Bing. And then it stays there the whole time. So I just wonder if that just took a second to form. But because what else would create that dark spot there? That's not an artifact in the video. That's just, it's there. It doesn't disappear. It stays right at 1/3 of a second after the gunshot. It stays there the whole time. Anyway, yeah, there's probably a lot of stuff you can figure out in this thing. It's pretty crazy. All right, guys, we're on a massive lull on donation night. We are currently at 45, like 4:30. All right, we try to bring in 1,000 on donation night. We're at 4:30. Anybody out there can do? We need. I don't know. It's hard to. It's hard to just keep asking. Right. They're probably somebody you wouldn't want to be your security ever again. Yeah, I think these people are just like this. These people here aren't Secret Service people. They're probably like rent-a-cops. They work at the, they're just there. Are you still out there, Aaron? I was going to switch over now to the... What is that? Oh. Where's this plant?
Questions for Rob.
Oh. Hey, the boys are...
Rob, first off, how do you come away from...
Hey, thanks, Alec Cake. Hope you feel better. What does it mean, but he shoots 3 times? I don't know what that means. I'm still waiting for a reply. I know, it's donation night. I let everybody know. It's coming, it's coming. It's just, it is what it is, I guess. Ah, jeez, what a weirdo this guy is. Hey, thanks, Carol Silva. Okay, here we go. See, this is the Brian Harpool, the plaintiff, versus Candace Owens. Candace Owens, LLC. I don't know, something like George Tom Inc. and Mitchell Snow. So Mitchell Snow is here's what's stupid about all this stuff. Is this was some weird thing about Fort Huachuca or whatever the hell the name is, and like apparently the security guy was seen there having a secret meeting with and it's just, I never even looked into it. You know why? Because it's ludicrous. It's insane. It has nothing to do with anything. Tyler Robinson's the killer, everybody. It's really obvious. Hey, thanks. Horse teeth, cow teeth. Let's see. Regarding the officers at the wall, they are TSA and assisted with screening. They don't have weapons. They did what they were trained to do, run. Now they were just told to run? Yeah, well, if they don't have weapons, then sure, yeah. Then get the hell out of there. It just seems kind of strange. What's on the screen for you guys? Nothing? Let me get rid of this NDI thing. Okay, there you go. I think I still didn't show you guys. Were you guys able to see where I was pointing out the black spot on the wall at all? Because I'm not sure I had it on the right screen there. Here, let me just do it one more time for those of you who couldn't see it. So I just realized I'm looking at this other screen. This all happens so quick. It's just crazy. Look at this. He goes from the bathroom door at 8:36 and 40 seconds. And right now it's 8:36 and 44 seconds. Like he's all that. And this guy here is like, man, he knew what the hell he was doing. I mean, he made a decision really quick when he saw him. Within 1 second, he's already got completely removed. Look how quickly he gets that out. Boom. He would have been like pretty good back in the 1800s. But right there, see that? Bam! That's the flash of the gun. Now looking at that, you'd think it would be kind of like up in this area right there. So when you zoom in over here, watch. Right there. See that black dot on the wall there? I'm not sure if you guys were able to see this earlier, but watch. Boom. There it is. That black dot. It shows up a third of a second after the shot, but I think that is the shot because it's not an anomaly. It stays there the whole time. See that? Like I'm moving forward. A whole bunch of stuff's going on. You can even see it back here. And if you back it up, watch. And then boof, it disappears. So I think that is one of the bullets hitting the wall there. And it's a third of a second later, which seems slow, but it could be an optical illusion. Like that's way down. I don't know. That seems slow, but that's the only thing that makes sense. It's either that officer's gun or somebody else that was off-site screen that we couldn't see. All right. All right, we are currently at 440. You guys. No, he's using a gun with a bullet in it. I'm talking about the officers, not him. Yeah. It's actually this. I know what shot it is, too. It's this shot. This one right here. See right there, that boom, just like that. He just misses him, goes up like that, and then would hit it right up in this area. And then if you scroll forward, that's exactly where that black dot is on the wall, So not that it's significant or anything. It's kind of interesting to see something like that. I think there's probably something similar over here. There would have been, except I think that this officer right here shot that guy in his bulletproof vest. And he shot him right. Oh, he gets two. Okay, 1, 2. And then, see, that one there might be the one. It's hard to say, though. What about that one? If that one missed, that one should be right over here, too. That's crazy. Where did that bullet go? Boom. That's the first one's up there. We saw it. Now that one, maybe it's low. He seems to kind of be shooting. Let's look down here. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah. I'm looking right below that light there. That's kind of what I zoomed up here because it looked like he had a high shot. Look right there. But it goes away, so I'm not sure. But That's interesting. Whatever that is, that's almost exactly. See, look at where he's shooting. It's almost like high. That gunshot. I was thinking maybe it went up high, and then there does seem to be like a little something there, but I don't know what that is. That flash. And look at all that crap, that dust that came off up there. So that definitely could be, like, whatever that is right there. I mean, let's go back to, it's like right when that flash happens, like precisely is when that happens. And maybe maybe it ricocheted right there or something. What's right above the ceiling there? And that's got to be something, because see, right when it creates that flash, right after that, all this debris starts coming down. So I think that's the other shot. I mean, why else would that be doing that? Boom, and then bam, that one's high. And goes all the way up to way up there. That's way over there, yeah. The one, and then maybe the other one's that ricochet or something right up there. That little flash right there, maybe. Not sure what else that would be other than that. And that's basically right where he's aimed. See that? Look at how he's kind of up like that, right up into there. So that's pretty interesting. Hey, Sandy, I got it worked out. Thanks. All right, anyways, if you guys could help support the channel, this is our donation night. That'd be great. Yeah. Yeah, it's donation night in here. Yeah, I don't know where he shot. All I know is this light, this little flash here corresponds with, it's just there for a moment. So it's almost like maybe it came up and, you know. And then also, even the other shot prior to that, see how you see the dust moving around up there? So that's even before, let's see, hold on. Yeah, so even after, all these shots are kind of what made that happen. So that shot, if it missed, would be like way over here somewhere. And likely even off screen. Hey, thanks, Linda Howe, as in Linda Molden Howe of the Cattle Mutilations and Crop Circles. Pretty interesting. It'd be cool to, you know, have the original full video. Just to, this is pretty close though, because they uploaded it right to. I knew they would have a much clearer version. Unfortunately, the version that was put out on Truth Social was somebody used their cell phone and didn't even focus the cell phone. All right, we are at 468. All right, let's get back to, let's do this then. So Candace Owens, a wealthy, influential, and well-known conspiracy theorist with a massive social media following, falsely accused Brian Harpool. And this is exactly, you know, all the trolls and people that have channels. That's why I store all the information, because this is exactly the same thing. The conspiracy crap, they make up all this stuff about me, and they try to spin things and turn things around. They've called up my the people that I donate money to, different moderators, people that have helped support my channel. They get a hold of them. They've literally done, it's very similar to this. That's why I've stored it all, because at some point this is going to be happening to them. Anyways, we've got the Candace Owens, a wealthy, influential, and well-known conspiracy theorist with a massive social media following. She doesn't probably think she's a conspiracy theorist. And it says, falsely accused Brian Harpool. This is the security guard. I think we watched a video with him. I think he was at the event, and he was one of his security guards. Charlie Kirk's. And it says, falsely accused Brian Harpool of conspiring to assassinate Charlie Kirk. So this is exactly the same shit. Just accusing people of stuff that is absolutely false, not true, and unprovable. You know, that's the thing. She did so in coordination with Mitchell Snow, another whack job, who fed Owens a completely and obviously fabricated story that Brian Harpool met with Army intelligence officers and Erica Kirk, Charlie's now widow, at Fort Huachuca to plan the murder. Unsurprisingly, the lawsuit follows. See how crazy that is? That's amazing. Oh, man. So they accuse the head of security and Erica Kirk flying to a military base and conspiring to kill Charlie Kirk. Does that make any sense to anybody? All right, you guys, we're still on donation night. We try to usually get to around 1,000 on donation night, if not more. And tonight we're at $450. Deep into the show. So if you guys have the ability to, that would be great. The court has subject matter jurisdiction over the action pursuant blah, 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 blah. Parties, plaintiff Brian Harpool is a citizen and resident of Texas. Harpool seeks damages in excess of, man, I'd ask for a hell of a lot more than that. $75,000 on his behalf and on the behalf of his closely held company Integrity Solutions. He should get like $1 million. She's a public commentator, podcaster, and social media influencer with a substantial following on platforms including X and YouTube. She is neither a journalist nor a reporter. She publishes content through her podcast and X account at Real Candace O. Owens is the host of her podcast, Candace, which is published in video form on platforms such as YouTube, Rumble, and her website, CandaceOwens.com. Candace is also available in an audio-only format on Apple Podcasts. So here's the thing, everybody. Right now we have donation night going on. Okay? Now, when Candace Owens does her show, putting out a bunch of bullshit, in 5 minutes, she brings in more than we have in the entire show right now, and she doesn't give anything away to anybody, all right? So can we try to reach our goal tonight? I mean, I don't know how to make it happen. I can't, invent, but we've already given out 1,000 this month. If we reach the goal, I'll be able to donate 2,000 more, but we're not even close right now, okay? So right now, I'm going to be donating maybe 1,000 of my own again. And then I said before, if you guys reach 1,000, then we'll donate another 1,000. And hopefully to get to 3 for the month. That's how bad the month has been. So if you guys could please help support the channel, that would be fantastic. Just like every other donation night we've had, 12 times, like 60 of these things. Maybe even more than that. More like 72. And I don't want to be speaking to dead air, you guys. This is what we do on this night. We need to make it happen. All right. Let's see. Defendant, Candace Owens, LLC, blah, 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 blah. I just want to go down to where there's like these screenshots. I don't really want to read the whole thing. Oh yeah, look at that. So I think in here they're giving examples that she's a conspiracy theorist. Hey Jim, what makes you type stuff like that in? You know, like just a vulgar comment, absolutely out of nowhere. No real need for it at all. Nobody really cares. You know, just go to the bathroom if you have to go to the bathroom. Yeah, she's also being sued by... I think Erica Kirk needs to sue her, too. And for millions, not just 75,000. Okay, so it says, for example, Owens has used her podcasts and social media accounts to platform baseless and malicious conspiracies, such as Brigitte Macron, the First Lady of France, is secretly transgender, the moon landing was fake, and 3, a slew of anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, including, but not limited to, let's see, Chabad Lubavitch, a sect of Hasidic Jewry, is dangerous. Let's see, responsible for the Iran war and is building secret tunnels throughout the United States, and that Israeli Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu was responsible for the attacks of September 11th. Jesus. It should be not 2011. It should be 2021. As well as general Holocaust denial in the form of downplaying and questioning the extent of the Third Reich's eradication of the Jewish people. This is only a small sample of the erroneous and malicious rhetoric Owens advances. She also expands her reach by retweeting other conspiracy theorists and those who otherwise monetize hate and malice. Huh? Yeah, well, unfortunately, I'm relegated to having to keep asking over and over and over. This is our big night of the month, our donation night. So, you know, see, here's the thing, you guys. When this happens right here, this is what the trolls love. You know, ooh, look at Gray, he's out there, you know, and it just sucks for me. I hate it. I just want to do donation night like it used to be, and people are just doing it, and we're reaching the numbers. We're just I don't know, man. You know, and the thing is, the trolls intentionally put me in the position. Over time, they have, like, that's just what they've done, you know, and that's what's interesting, is it's provable financial damage, you know. Like, they constantly harass people who support my channel. Some of them actually disappeared because of them, and it's just, it is what it is. But right now we're only at 470, you guys. How about we try to at least get to half? Here's an example. Remember, they are digging tunnels in New York and in cities all across America. They are taking over entire towns in New Jersey. Meaning they is, let's see, she's writing to Benjamin Netanyahu. It says, right down here, it says, Netanyahu, you see the difference. The tyrants of Tehran target civilians, We target tyrants of Tehran to protect civilians. You see the difference in... Yeah. Right. That's exactly right. And then Candace says, you murdered 3,000 Americans on 9/11. She literally typed that in. You know? Like Candace Owens immediately typed back and said that Netanyahu murdered 3,000 Americans on 9/11. And then down here, remember, they are digging tunnels in New York and in cities across America. They are taking over entire towns in New Jersey. You should absolutely be aware of where the Chabad is nearest your home. These people are dangerous. They are a radical sect of mystic occultists that follow the idea of a war messiah, and they harm kids in the work of Jeffrey Mason. Is it to be believed? Who worked under Anna Freud as the assistant director of Sigmund Freud Archives. Again, 40 of them were on a group chat while Chaim Braverman tried to organize my murder for merely discussing their viewpoints. Nobody tried. You're full of shit, Candace. All right, you guys, any chance you guys could help support the channel? This is donation night for the 98th time. We are currently at 470 still. Yeah, or 473. And then right here it says, David Miller, don't know the details of Tucker's specific claim, but he's right about Chabad, ultra-Zionist genocide cult. That's just, what a joke. Ultra-Zionist genocidal cult. They believe non-Jews have only animal souls. It's just, these people are absolutely crazy people coming up with these stories. His name is Brian Harpool. The detonation trigger is under his shirt below his armpit. These people are so stupid. Oh my God. Watch the guy in the blue shirt. So now it's another person. Well, I guess that's the same guy. But it says, Brian Harpool, now cross your own arms and position your own hands exactly like he is doing, and comment below how natural it feels. For me, it's not natural at all. His right hand is gripping the explosive trigger. Okay. Did she agree with it or something? Now, shortly after the assassination, Owens began disseminating content asserting that Kirk was betrayed by individuals close to him, that the government orchestrated a cover-up of his assassination, that Turning Point USA was implicated in the event, and advancing numerous additional conspiracy theories suggesting that somebody other than Tyler Robinson was involved in the murder. For example, on October 10th, 2025, Owens posted to X, "Think I've been pretty clear from the beginning that Charlie was set up. Someone removed the bullet before it got to me. Let's see. Got to me. Office where there was only a fragment of it left. They know exactly what kind of gun he was shot with, and they know it wasn't a rifle from a rooftop." Yeah, she's insane. Candace Owens here says, "Think I've been pretty clear from the beginning that Charlie was set up. Someone removed the bullet before it got to the ME's office." Well, they didn't. They found it inside of him, you idiot. Where there was only a fragment of it left. Now they found the whole bullet in there. They know exactly what kind of gun he was shot with, and they know it wasn't a rifle from a rooftop. Well, you're full of shit. Let's see. Let me just go whenever there's a photo. It's just, this is like 70 pages long. Who's going to do another challenge, you guys? Let's see if we can get another challenge going. All right. Let's see what it says up here. It says, in this episode, Owens claimed that on December 8, 2025, she received a credible tip from a former military member, first referred to by Owens as Harry Myers, but later identified as defendant Mitch Snow, claiming that he inadvertently entered a classified meeting at Fort Huachuca on September 9, 2025, the day before Charlie Kirk's assassination, observed senior government officers in attendance, and that following the assassination identified Harpool as one of the individuals present. So Candace Owens went on the word of this Snow individual. It is unclear how someone can inadvertently enter a classified meeting at a U.S. Army base where the government was secretly plotting to kill a prominent political activist, but Snow claims to have pulled it off. Upon information and belief, it was during this December 8, 2025 conversation that Owens and Snow agreed to enter into a conspiracy to defame Harpool by using Owens' network, including her podcast, social media accounts, and websites, to spread the maliciously false theory. Although Owens asserted that she had fact-checked Snow's account and the facts are 100% honest, she provided no explanation of how this was done or what, what indicates of credibility supported her conclusion. The purpose of these statements was to assert by implication that there was a government conspiracy to assassinate Kirk and that Harpool was part of the conspiracy. All right, guys, if you're out there, if you could please help support the channel, this is our donation night, you guys. This is the night where we need to have more support than other nights. So we have only one coffee the entire night and one super chat. And on the show, we're just way behind. It's just like the new normal now, or, I'm not sure what's going on. It's incredibly frustrating. According to Snow, as relayed and published by Owens, there were about 12 lieutenant colonels participating in a pretty important meeting at Fort Huachuca in September 9, 2025. The meeting was described as the type that is typically held ahead of an operation. Owens reported that Snow told her, when an operation is being confirmed, you have these final meetings and they involve all the higher ups, and you're trying to do this in a very isolated location where people. Well, how does even the Snow guy, he inadvertently walked in and he heard what the whole context was and everything? It's ridiculous. Owens then reported that Snow told her that he is confident he saw Harpool walking out of the meeting with a military officials, reiterating that she believes Snow and his story were very credible. Again, she did not explain why she believed the story to be credible. And then right down here says, today on the show, I received shocking information which puts Charlie's last trip to Asia in a new light, and it involves his security detail, Brian Harpool. This will shock your sense, but I feel this information must be presented. Right. The claim that Harpool was present at Fort Huachuca, or Huachuca, whatever the hell you call it, on September 9th, 2025, for an alleged meeting is verifiably false, as Harpool travel records plainly place him in Dallas, Texas. There will also be records showing Harpool access to the base. Owens had access to these records, but dismissed them without any investigation. I mean, how does she have access to those records? You know, like, why is, you know, who the hell is she? It's like, it's just ridiculous. People get so worried about her that they send that kind of information. All right, you guys, any chance you guys could help support the channel? This is donation night. It's just like a ghost town. Please help support the channel. Nobody's chatting. Nobody's doing anything. Despite the verifiable falsity of her statement, Owens' viewers and supporters understood via responses that she was claiming that Harpool conspired with the Trump administration to assassinate Charlie Kirk. Let's not forget that Brian Harpool, these are these geniuses, these morons that comment underneath her stuff. They've always got it all figured out. Charlie's camp was full of bad actors. I find it hard to believe he kept company with these fools and that he paid top dollar for security. These people are so stupid, okay? Why was Brian Harpool leaving a military? He wasn't. That's what Candace was saying, and you believed it, Louise Trump. Hopefully you're not related to Donald Trump. You sound like a complete moron. And then this, a tweeter has no name, another idiot. This is insane. Is there a way I can send you money, Candace, that will help you further in your investigation? Jesus, what a joke. Again, Phyllis? Wow, you're so nice. All right, well, Phyllis Watson has one for you guys. It says she'll send 50 to PayPal if 5 of you guys just donate a membership in here. All right? You know, like nobody's even chatting in here because Tracy Von Brott typed in good gravy about 10 minutes ago, and there's only like 9 comments after that. But yeah, we need 5 gifted memberships. Candace says, to spare our tips inbox. Today, to spare our tips inbox. Oh yeah, to spare it. Today we have presented that a man in the military alleges with extreme confidence that he saw Brian Harpool at a military base in Arizona on September 9th. September 9th would be in no way conflict with the dates Charlie spoke in Korea on 9/5 and 9/5. What do you mean 9/5 and 9/5? Yeah, we need 4 more, you guys. On December 12th, 2025, Owens posted to X that Brian Harpool has already been caught lying about what transpired on that day. Did he also lie about having placed a 911 call? Did no one from their team call 911 after Charlie was shot? In reality, Harpool did not lie about the events of the day, placing 911 call or anything else. All right, guys, we need 4 more gifted memberships up there. Do you see that? We got a challenge in here. Candace Owens says, this is a perfect example of a public question that Turning Point can easily answer. Brian Harpool has already been caught lying about what transpired on that day. Did he also lie about having placed a 911 call? Did no one from their team call 911 after Charlie was shot? Charlie and the mysterious missing call. All these people sort of on the coattails of Candace Owens. Is there a reason why we can't reach the... I'm so frustrated tonight, you guys. It's just, it's unbelievable. So we have a challenge up there that if just 5 of you send in one $5 super chat or a membership gifting, she'll send in 50 to the PayPal. It just seems like everything's so hard tonight. It's wild. Never seen it like this before. Charlie Kirk, security officer that didn't so much as pack his wound after he was shot. Why are we playing Jeopardy? I've never employed Brian Harpool. If you have proof to the contrary, post it. Who is Brian Harpool? That was by Tim Pool. Today on the show, we bring you an explosive interview with what may be the lone eyewitness to a mysterious top brass meeting which occurred on Fort Huachuca the day before Charlie's assassination. It's I don't listen. I just want other people to support the channel. This is what we do. The last day of each month, we have a special, a bigger push on the show, and then we try to send out thousands of dollars to true crime related charities. Tonight is no different than any other nights that we've had, and people have known that, yeah, we got donation night coming up, and it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know what the difference is. I try to keep doing shows every single day, and I don't know what to say. I mean, if you have 150 people watching, it should be really simple, because that would be $4 a person, would be way past where we're at right now. I mean, it's just, come on. This is the night. Yeah. Well, the challenge was 5 gifted memberships. And we got, or a super chat, and we got one by Tracy Von Brott. And not another soul jumped in there. Let me see. Let me go down to... Oh, yeah. So this part here I thought was interesting. On December 17th, 2025, apparently fearing a lawsuit. Yeah, this is great. I like this part. Hey, thanks, Sandy Shirley. Says, these statements are verifiably false. And it says, on December 17th, 2025, apparently fearing a lawsuit, Owens reached out to Harpool, asking if he wanted to have an off-the-record discussion. Harpool did not respond. And here he is. Look at her. Just the way she writes is exactly like the trolls and shit. This is how they are. Hi, Brian. This is Candace Owens. A lot of people telling me that you're planting seeds regarding a lawsuit. I wanted to see if you wanted to have an off-the-record discussion with me about anything, or if you'd like to simply clarify something that you think I got wrong. Jeez. Well, everything, Candace. You haven't told the truth on your show in months, other than maybe when you say what your name is at some point. All right, you guys, we have a challenge up on the screen there. We need 3 more gifted memberships to reach the challenge number. Owens then used Harpool's silence to further defame him. On December 19th, 2025, episode of her podcast, What Does Ben Shapiro Know About Erica Kirk and Fort Huachuca? Owens implied Harpool's failure to respond to her text message as suspicious. In the same podcast, Owens again placed Harpool at Fort Huachuca, characterizing the alleged meeting as a form of planning or coordination related to the assassination of Kirk. She stated that she found Snow's narrative to be compelling because she had been given travel logs for Brian Harpool, and it is entirely possible that Brian Harpool could have made it for that meeting. I can tell you that definitely Brian Harpool could have made it to that base for that early morning meeting, she said. And then Brian Harpool could have made it, and then here it says, if you'd like to simply clarify something, what you think I got wrong. And then he didn't respond, so that was on the 17th, 2 days later. She says, hey Brian, just again reaching out in case you want to clarify your whereabouts on the morning on September 9th. I'm only interested in the truth, so would be happy to debunk Mitch if he perhaps is misremembering the faces he saw. Well, no, you're the one that spread what Mitch wanted to tell you. You guys, we need 3 more gifted channel memberships to reach the generous challenge by Phyllis Watson. Could 3 of you gift a membership, or, I mean, just a membership would be fine. Thank you. This one says, at the end of the video, she reads some of the comments her viewers left on recent videos. Owens specifically brought attention to and boosted one comment which expressed support for Mitch Snow and his false story. Why would this man willingly bring hell on himself if he wasn't telling the truth? That's dumb. And let's see. Hey Brian, reaching out again to see if you're willing to speak about the morning of the 9th. I'm obviously not trying to do anything other than debunk. Now she's trying to make it seem like she's been trying to debunk Mitch Snow the whole time. I'm obviously not trying to do anything other than debunk Mitch, so I can pivot and refocus the investigation. But I oddly can't get you to confirm or deny if you were there. Well, because he doesn't owe you anything. Okay, and if he responds to you, you'll use it to, like, well, see, this is what I thought he meant, so and the lawsuit would be harder, Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to rob Peter to pay Paul. Thanks, guys. All right, there you go. There's I just gifted 5 memberships. Completely deeming useless the entire challenge. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, the purpose is to get people to help support the channel on our donation night, and not a soul was in there. Maybe 2 people. Right. Let's see. Alex is just revealing himself. I already had Brian Harpool flights and confirmed to my audience that they do not provide an alibi for 7:30 a.m. I also texted Brian Harpool and offered him a chance to give me any response before our latest episode. I was looking to simply debunk that it was him because I am open to the possibility that it may have just been look-alike. But everyone out there panicking and something fumbling, I don't know what the hell that's saying. Harpool contained a screenshot of what Owens claims to be the incident report from Snow's visit to Fort Huachuca. I don't know. I don't even know if mine counts. I don't know. I bet you. Phyllis probably won't count my gifted ones. Find your favorite podcaster who joined the psychological operation to convince you Mitch was lying. Let's see. Find your... Okay, now she's trying to... let's see. The truth about Harpool and contain a screenshot of what Owens claims to be the incident report. She said, find your favorite podcaster who joined the psychological operation to convince you Mitch was lying about having been to Fort Huachuca on 9/9 because I have just received the incident report. Remember? Mitch said he was at first taken outside. You know what's amazing, you guys? Just think of all the stuff that I'm talking about when I read these comments by Candace Owens. Think how far away from this the actual, Tyler Robinson is the shooter. It's really clear and all the facts line up and everything's perfect. And these people are talking about the most ludicrous things, just pure insanity. Yeah, I don't know if she's going to count my 5. Let's see down here. Beyond Parody. Oh, now they have Gary on there. They were so desperate to delegitimize Mitch's testimony at Fort Huachuca that they found an estranged son who he hasn't spoken to in 20 years who accidentally confirms Mitch's story on September 9th. No, it didn't. He was put in a lot of work to confirm the Fort Huachuca story, and for that we thank him. Yeah, this guy right here is an absolute clown, a shit show. This Coleman guy, Barron, not Brian. He's just as bad as she is. I wouldn't be surprised if he's named in a lawsuit. It's terrible. Has anyone done more the past few days to support the story Real Candace is putting forward than Gary from Paramount Tactical? Yeah. How about spell his name right? First, he confirmed Andrew Colvett is directing the coordinated Fed slop response. No, he isn't. Also on December 28, 2025, Owens posted to her ex account that Brian Harpool ignored her texts, but submitted his irrelevant flights. All he said was he saw Harpool at the base, someone who might have been Erica at the hotel. I think it's meant to say seen Erica at the hotel the night before. He was proven his whereabouts. Have they proved theirs? We don't care where Erica was on the 9th or if Harpool was a flight later that afternoon. The claim is very specific. They have not answered and seem to want to leak things. Hey, thanks, Phyllis Watson. That was very kind of you. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Also on December 28, 2025, Owens posted to her ex account that Brian Harpool ignored her text but submitted his irrelevant flights. Mitch felt very certain he saw Brian Harpool. See, the difference is that, I mean, he might be a person that thought he saw something, but Candace Owens had the responsibility to make sure it was true. And she literally every single thing that she says on her show is false. That's all she does. It's all false, conspiracy theory, innuendo, BS. And I think she should, I mean, I don't know if you can be put in prison. I just think what she's doing is so disgusting. It's really, she's a horrendous person. A terrible person. Of course, the trolls call me that, you guys. They'll send people emails and say, Gray's a terrible person. How dare he donate 290, you know. They're just morons, okay? And they claim stuff. They're the same type of people. Like, these trolls are just like Candace Owens. They come up with a storyline, and they look for little things that you might say to try to sell the narrative that they want to tell. I mean, they're just sick people. Just like Candace Owens. Let's see. Down here, this person... I don't know if Mitch is telling the truth or lying about Fort Huachuca. I don't know if Mitch is telling what he thinks is the truth, but it's just misremembering or mistaken. I don't know if he is psyops to discredit Candace and or the broader investigation into Charlie Kirk. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, thanks, Linda Howell, Tracy Von Brott, and yeah, we need. Yeah, jeez. That's the thing. We need about 4 more channel memberships to get to 500, and then that's how much I'll donate extra. All right, so every nickel that you guys put in, even though I'm losing 30% of that, could you guys do 4 more channel memberships in here? Brian Hopper ignored my text message, but submitted his irrelevant flights through Andrew Colvett to the YouTuber. Mitch felt very certain he saw Brian Harpool exiting the top brand. Why would you even believe a stupid story like that? Erica Kirk, for no reason at all, she submitted her irrelevant metadata via Andrew Colvett. Why is everything irrelevant that other people have, but when you come up with it, it's not? Hey, thanks, Chris O'Connell and Linda Howell. Yeah, so this is our, this is our donation night, and we only got to 50% of the goal, which is really, that's disheartening. Sorry, but Brian Harpool not making any security preparations. Yeah, so you have all these people that comment on what Candace says, and it creates this swell of support. It's the same thing the trolls do to me. A lie told often enough becomes the truth to some people, and they just go on and on and on and on and on and on. It never ends, and they don't really understand. It's really strange that's allowed. I hope someday there's laws. Just it's freedom of speech. No, it's not. It's not freedom of speech. Well, sure, it's freedom of speech. You can say what you want, but there should be punishment, and immediate, for the stuff that some of these people do out there. Thanks, Linda Howell and Chris O'Connell. Yeah. I'm just reading, going through these. I didn't notice Israel's influence over America politics until after. Yeah, Charlie Kirk was killed. That's because there wasn't any, and there still isn't. You just believe Candace, right? In my opinion, Charlie Kirk was assassinated by the Mossad, and Tyler Robinson was the patsy. These people are so dumb. Yeah, all right. Well, there you go. Maybe that makes her stupid, though, right? It's not that she's stupid. It's just that she knows so much that isn't true. Yeah. Let me see. How is Tyler Robinson a patsy? How did that happen? Hey, Tyler, listen. We need you to climb up on the roof with the rifle, okay? Now, you're not going to shoot anybody. We're going to do it, but we're going to make it look like you did it, okay? All right, buddy. Let's go. Thanks, man. Thank you. What a joke. Hey, put a gun down your pants and walk down the street. I mean, I'd like to really understand how he could be a patsy. Like, I'd like to know what the explanation is that shows that he's a patsy. Like, how would that come about? Are you guys even here? Hello? I know. Can we get more chatting going on? You know, that actually makes a difference in here. I'm just sort of like wondering. Sometimes I feel like the show's just dead and it's not being transmitted. And then I look over there and since Charlie Kirk's assassination, Owens has intentionally proliferated a campaign intended to impugn the reputation of Harpool without even a modicum of substantiated evidence. She has publicly accused Harpool and Integrity Solutions of foreknowledge, participation in, and cover up the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Yeah, I just saw that on the screen. Thank you again, Phyllis Watson. So count one of defamation. I mean, they have just all documented. So yeah, that's why I have this folder filled with stuff. It's awesome. Professional unfitness. Owens intentionally placed Harpool in this false light. She disregarded all official reports, intentionally misrepresented and concealed material facts known to her, failed to investigate claims that were clearly false and misleading. She always calls it irrelevant. Oh, irrelevant this and irrelevant that. Defamation. Plaintiff re-alleges and reincorporates the prior paragraphs as it fully set forth herein. On at least two separate occasions, Snow published the false and defamatory narrative that Harpool attended a top-secret meeting with a high-ranking military member. On or about December 8, 2025, Owens received an email from a third party advising her and her friend had informed that she needed to hear. Owens then reached out to and spoke with a friend who she referred to as Harry. Yeah, that's that Fort Hutch. We already went through this part. Yeah, I mean it's pretty lengthy. documented lawsuit. So I think, man, I just hope there's just going to be a long line of people. I think immediately this needs to be followed up with by Erica Kirk, and I think they need to combine them all together in a much larger punitive damage situation. Now that 75,000 might have just been like the actual, like, you know, cost of work, etc. And maybe there's a much larger punitive damage in Candace Owens' case. And she would deserve to lose every nickel of it. And in fact, that's why I think Turning Point needs to get in there, because it would be much, much larger and a way bigger deal, and she would get smoked. And because, you know, anybody that has a logical mind and a brain that functions has known for months. I think I was even one of the first people to start calling Candace out, and then other people started to follow, and I just, you know, it's like, hey, you go for it. I don't want to spend my time proving her lunatic fringe theories that she has. She has the most ridiculous thoughts and beliefs of anybody, and the sad part is she's so popular and famous in terms of on social media that a lot of people believe her because they think she's correct. All right? And she's not. She is lying to all of you. And you won't let that go because she's always been there for us every time. And you know what? She'll never... Candace Owens is... If you want to use the word narcissist, that is exactly what I believe she is. I don't think there's a chance in hell that she would ever say something like, you know what, you guys, I misled all of you intentionally. I knew blah, 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 blah. She would never be able to say that. Okay? Hey, thanks, K-Me, and also up there to Chris O'Connell for the 10 memberships there. Thank you. All right, how about we do 22 more minutes of, if you guys want to help support the channel, and then we'll, you know, right now I'm going to do 1,000, maybe 1,500 total more. We've already done 1,000. But like I said before, if we somehow miraculously get to 1,000, then maybe I would do that. But that's it. Why doesn't YouTube take down... YouTube is not a very... I don't know what to tell you, man. They don't help anybody. You can send them something. They have like these people... It seems they're almost like robots, you know. They don't say anything. They just go, yeah, I'm sorry you feel that way. I understand how that would make you feel. Can I put you on a 5-minute hold while I look into this? 5 minutes later. Are you still there? Yeah, I'm still here. Oh, good. I thought maybe you took off or something. Well, but I'm here. Why didn't you just come back and start telling me what you found out? Oh, I just wanted to make sure you're still here. Let me put you on another brief hold while I... Get out of here. That has nothing to do with anything. Let's see... YouTube allows so much content that denigrates victims of crimes. I know, it's weird. It's weird how they don't seem to care about that. You know, I'm not a fan of the way things work in the UK, but I think they're closer to having it right. You know, like they literally do not let people do any of this cyber shit. You know, they don't let you do it. And I don't know, in some ways I think they've got it right over there. But then it goes a little too far. Yeah, it's horrible what they let him do. Candace Owens is going to get creamed. You know how you know that? Here's the beauty of it. Because, she says, because just on the face of it, it's absurd. So I always think it's weird when people take the time to go out and debunk it. Now, I understand, like, if you're somebody that she's accusing, then of course, then you're going to want to go do that. That's what, like when I get these crazy comments by the lunatic trolls out there, I keep track of it, and then I can disprove completely what they say, so I have it all in a folder. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, have you guys ever seen me spend time on her Fort Huachuca, her Egyptian plane story, the stupid Google Trends thing that Baron Coleman pretended meant something, and then Candace Owens was like, ooh, look at Baron Coleman, and then after that, Baron Coleman pretty much agreed with every single thing Candace said, and then sort of was like her right-hand man doing videos, and it's insane, man. These people are crazy people. Nothing they say has any validity whatsoever at all. None of it's true. It's all verifiably not true. There was no exploding mic. There was no plant man shooter. There was not an Egyptian airplane that had anything to do with the case at all. There was no meeting that was held to plan the assassination. There was none of this, none of that, none of this, none of that, none of this. Oh, God, it's just unbelievable. It is atrocious. I mean, that's like the word. And if you guys didn't see this, I'll play this again. This is the new surveillance footage that was put out in the Cole, whatever the hell his name is, Cole something. The shooting during the White House press dinner, or whatever the hell it was called. Yeah. And here's this guy. It looks like a freaking, like a Skeletor, for God's sakes. I think this guy is, Elliot Rodger, Brian Koberger, the same kind of just sort of incel-y sort of weirdo, And he thought, oh, I'll be really popular if I do this. Hey, is that a garbage can over there, ma'am? Hey, is that a garbage can? That's what I thought. Yeah. Well, let me go over here and check out some weights. Hey, you got a pen I could borrow real quick? Okay, I didn't think so. But hey, let me know if you guys get a better garbage can tomorrow. And then he walks away. Hey, I'm just checking out some of your bikes. They're really interesting. All right. Really like these bikes and everything. Man, I sure like these bikes. I really like that one bike there with the arm thing that goes forward when you pedal and everything. Okay. Hi. Well, hey, let me know if you guys get that new garbage can. I'm going to get heading out. Thank you. All right. That seems about right, doesn't it? Yeah, that's right. That's what I think. I think he was like, hey, everybody, I'm going to be famous because nobody gives a shit now because, I don't know. This guy just is really strange. Look at the way he swings those arms, too, man. Just really creepy. I don't know if you watched I think it was Deep Space Nine or whatever the hell it was. I think it was the other one. One after the one with the girl from Walking Dead. She was the captain. That guy walks like that. Number one. There was a creature. All right, here he comes. Oh yeah, so it was in Discovery. Star Trek Discovery. Yeah, Sasha. Remember her? Yeah, look how weird this is. This part here I think is pretty interesting. So look. Let's go back a little bit more here. So here he is walking down this hallway here. See this? And the time is 23:28. So 20, 23, 28. And then the next, so he's going around there, and then this is 13 minutes later. And then you can see he walks right over here wearing the same long jacket. And he goes into that door there. And look at the dog went right after him. Like, whoa, you know, and then the dog's in there. And the dog comes out and this guy's still, like, talking to him or something. See how he's looking in there? And then he turns his head and right then, bam, the guy comes running out with the gun and bing, bing, bing. Now, if you missed it earlier, it looks like right here he's shooting. Watch this. So, boom, there's a fire right there. You can see the fire. And it would probably end up right up in the wall there because it missed him. So I zoomed in over here just to see. And when you fast forward a little bit, hold on, I'm not sure if it's not even moving. Ah, shit. Now we have to go back. So there's the first shot, high. And then it's right up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right there. See that? That's the bullet, I believe, hitting the wall. Because watch this, gone. Now you might think, okay, that's an artifact. But look how quick, boom, right there. And then if you go forward every frame, it's still sitting there. So that artifact isn't an artifact. It's actually a physical disruption of the wall there. So that literally is the bullet now. It took a third of a second from the flash to get there, which is pretty slow. So I don't know if it went in and it just didn't sort of register, because it does work like on video, it kind of works like that. It takes a second for it to sort of register. It sort of fills in the gaps sometimes when it's just a wall on the codec or something, and then finally it registered, hey, there's a difference. I mean, I can see it from this far out. It's right there. Hey, thanks, Chris O'Connell. Yes, it's donation night. It seems like it was a really, I mean, there's a lot of generous people that supported, but we just didn't have the same as we normally would used to. I think that's just so interesting. For some reason that you can see that. And then on the other shot over here, watch this one. So if you go back a little bit. So he goes one, that's the one we just saw. And then this one, it looks like look how his gun sort of goes up a little bit. So the bullet looks like it's going high in that shot. See, boom, and it's up. So then I was looking up here. And then it's interesting because almost exactly at that second, the same moment that flash happens, that's there. Look at, boom, one frame, that's there, and then it's not there. So I don't know what that is specifically. That seems like either a reflection or like it just ricocheted and sort of made sort of an effect there. Because then right after that, look at that, all this dust and everything comes out of the light. Yeah, we've already done it, Cindy. Yeah. You should just come here. It'll always be better than what you were going to come up with. All right, yeah. So we got there's a bullet in the wall right there, and then there's also, you know, like it. I think it may have ricocheted up in this area somewhere. Yeah, it's like, man, unbelievable, Cindy. Hey, let me play it in slow-mo. Watch what I'm going to find out. Yeah, I think what's interesting over is this part here. So the guy, he goes into that door. Yep, he just goes in there. And then the dog immediately follows him in there, which is walked by the guy probably. I mean, look how quickly he came out right after that. What, he just tossed the jacket down right after that, or what? I mean, that's weird. Then boom, he comes running out. You guys are buffering now? Yeah. Oh yeah, so his name was hold on. This is the character that I was talking about. That looks like that's the guy. That's Cole right there. Let me see. Hold on. What's the name of the character? It's this guy right here. Oh, yes, Saru. Okay, so hold on a second. Hold on.
Yes. This is not intended with any...
You see that? And now let's go back to here where he's early on in the video. When he's leaving. Okay, let's see. Here we go. He's Saru, man. Look at this. It's exactly the same. What is the difference? There's none. That's it, man. Holy crap. That is exactly the same walk right there. I nailed it, man. Now you want to know what sleuthing is. There we go. That's just figured it out. Yeah. All right. Let's see. So back to this. I'm not even sure what's the significance of the gym. It's almost like that's all they had him on, surveillance. And right now, he's got the gun and everything. Look what's interesting behind him there. See, you can. I think he has the gun underneath his jacket and it's poking up the back. Watch this. I mean, look at that right there. What the hell else would that be? See right there? That line, this whole line here. I'm kind of thinking that's probably the rifle underneath there. And look at it, it just really sticks up. It looks weird. Doesn't look normal. And then we're over here again, and there he is walking into this, whatever this little side room is here. Goes in there. And then almost immediately, that dog followed him. That should have said something to this guy. And then it's weird. Did he have the jacket on still? Hiding whatever he had? And then he goes, like, right after he throws the jacket off, and then bam, he runs in there. That's crazy. And then there's 3 shots. And this guy right here should win an award for, like, if he was alive in the 1870s or whatever, he'd be like the quick draw McGraw. I mean, look at this thing. So he has to identify what's happening. So I'd say about right here, he's like, oh, wait, what's this thing? At 8:36 and 41 seconds. Now watch his right hand. I mean, holy crap, look at this. Boom. And then, boom. He's already, like, on the target in literally, like, no time at all. Within 1 second, he's... I mean, look at that. That's crazy. Like, if he was, you know, like he would have smoked Ringo in, what the hell's the name of that? In Tombstone. I mean, look at this thing. Boom. I mean, I'll play it at real speed. It's just lightning. Boom, 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 boom. And then got 3 shots off, too. And in that video, but there's 5 shots total. Now, there's 5 shots, but he got 3 off on the video itself. All right, so you got like the 1 right there, 1, 2. That one went high. You know, it's so weird. I can see it from here. It goes high, and there's that little dot. And then it goes, you know, so I don't know exactly. It's only 1 frame of the video, but it's interesting how it's exactly where you would expect it to be. See how he's aiming, and it would go right up to there. And then there's another shot right here. Now that one is likely over here somewhere if it missed him. I actually think that this guy here did not, if this is the guy that got shot, this guy did not shoot this guy. You know, so Cole did not shoot this officer here. It doesn't make sense. His gun, see how it's swinging around? And it's pointing forward right there. Just doesn't make any sense at all. I think that this shot right there, if any of the shots hit anybody, that this shot maybe hit this officer in his vest right there. Okay, unless he then shoots again and hits somebody off to the right that we don't see. Yeah, I think he's the only one that fired, because remember how it went ding, ding, ding? They're all quick shots, you know. And look at, here's an AI version that somebody made. Ah, forget it.
Full run, it looks...
I'm not even going to play it. It's garbage. Let's see. This one? No. Yeah, I don't know where the video is that I was playing. I don't know. Let me see if I have it stored out here somewhere. Oh, we could do something pretty cool here if I can find that. Hold on. I'm going to line up the gunshot sounds. See if it works. All right, hold on. I think we might make this pretty interesting. Hold on. one. See, I'm wondering if he shot first somehow, or I don't know. What is that? So I wonder if he fired right there. You just can't, right there, but we just can't hear it. I don't see any flash or anything, but maybe you don't see one on a longer gun like that. So like maybe he fired, let's just pretend that that's the, I'm just going to see if this works. Okay, hold on. Yeah, so I think that other shot came first. Hold on, let me just line this up better. Hold on. It's like we're dealing with 1/30th of a second in here. That looked pretty good there. Okay, look at my firing here. Watch this. Wow. Except, where's the other one? Did he fire one before that we just can't see the flame from? Let's see, one. Oh, there is 4 on there. I thought they said there was only 3. 1, 2, hold on. 1, 2, 3, and then look at right at the bottom, a 4th. Hey! Very cool. They were saying there was only 3 on there. Even on their little graphic that they made. I think it is 4 then. Maybe I was the one that thought it was 3. Hold on just a second. I think the first shot is him shooting. I guess it does have all. See, I think he shoots right there. Exactly. And then 1, 2, that's 3 really, and then that's 3, and then 4 by him. And so the first one, when they have him circled, he shot. That's exactly what I was just thinking. That's why I redid this thing. So hold on. And I've always said that that first shot is, let's see. Yes, that's too soon. I think it's like that, pretty much. So he goes boom, and then boom. I think that's pretty good. What do you think? Just like that. Hey, thanks, Lord. Yeah. So I think that's it. And let's see if it let's see what the picture looks like when they circle him. All right, so his right foot is down and the left foot is sort of visible right behind him. All right. So they have it like right there. So I think I have it more accurately than they do. I think it's right here. Right when he put it up and he just sort of shot it while ducking, kind of. The only problem is you know, those other 4 shots. You hear the first one, it's like boom. It's always good shit, Cindy. You just don't watch. All right, let's see. See, that's perfectly lined up there. But what's weird is when you do it that way, his gunshot doesn't work. You know, but like, it's so weird. Because watch how perfect this matches with his, with the flash here, watch. It's right there. Yeah, I don't know. So that first boom seems like it's his shotgun, doesn't it? It's different sound to me, that first one. And see, you should be able to see all 4, because he shoots 4, and then the other guy shoots 1. But I'm not sure. I thought they said that the officer shot 5, but the other guy also shot. So I don't know, man. One. Well, you know what? Let's try it like this. Maybe the acoustics were weird. Let's say that first shot isn't a shotgun, and it's actually... Hold on. Okay, that's right there. And it's just a different angle, so it sounds different. So let's just line that one up with... Because there's a gap, there's almost the correct amount of time. I mean, we know that the ding, 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 the 4 are this guy right here. I don't know, you seem confused, Cindy. What are you talking about, Cindy? Just don't do your little running dialogue like you always do. I don't know what you're saying or doing when you say right, but I don't see the gun. Nope. Who? What are you talking about? Jesus. They seem to be saying that he's shooting. When you go to this one right here, yeah, they circle him probably because they think he's shooting right then. How about right there? That might be pretty good. Let's see. Does it match the first one? Yeah? Those work pretty good with that. I think this officer's gunshot and that one are almost completely lined up. And then we don't actually see the 5th shot. I think this guy shot 5 times. The 5th one is off camera. His first shot and this shot by that guy are almost lined up perfectly. You know that? It's like boom, and both of them shoot there. See, look, this guy's shooting and he's shooting almost identical at the same time. And then watch how perfect this is. Watch. Here, listen to the timing. I'll stop it. One, 2, 3. And then the 5th shot that this guy took is off camera because I think his first one is simultaneous with this guy's shot. And then he shoots 4 total that you see, but then there's one off camera. Watch. See, there's one more right after that. See? Boom. See that right there? He's got the flash, and look where he is. He's almost exactly where... are you guys even still here? I'm just wasting my time. Jesus. This is... When I look over, there's 0 comments. It's like, forget it. It's a total waste of time. All right, anyways, I'm just going to Let's just donate the money now and call it good. Right, yeah, right. Everybody loves it. That's why nobody's talking. I don't know what Cindy says when she says, right, but I don't see the gun. Nope. Nope, what? What are you talking about? One, two, three. Yeah, and there's one off camera. I guarantee you that's the right thing. If this guy does shoot, it's exactly the same time as this shot. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, those are so perfectly lined up. Watch this. Yeah. It's perfect. Well, yeah, I mean, 1 or 2 people commenting, Jessica. You're not a nobody. It's just crazy. It's like, man, have something to say. You know what? You guys always type when other people are, when we're talking about other things. So, just not pretend. How many times have I told you guys lately, man, if you guys aren't typing, it feels like nothing's happening. You know? All right, where do you guys want to send 500 to? Should we send it to Nick Mac again, or? I think it's been a little bit for Nick Mac. That's so disappointing. $500. I gotta fill it all out. What the hell's going on? Oh. What are you saying? It's not. No, it's not. It's not Millie. See, Millie's a troll in here. Normally on this night we bring in like $1,200 or so, maybe $1,000 minimum. So it's not. So we're gonna have to. You are just one of the trolls I was talking about, Millie. You're not interesting. Nobody cares. You're removed from the channel. Thank you. It's not that great. Isn't it? You know what's weird though, you guys? That people sit around and Like, wait. But yeah, that's not great. 683 means that the channel brought in about 430, and I'm donating 500. And yes, then we did have PayPal, etc. But we didn't make it to the numbers that I wanted. So yeah, we just always have these idiot trolls that show up right at the end. Every single time. They're so embarrassing. They're just... they don't seem to get it, though. They changed their form. Okay, so here we go. Thanks for paying. Alright, so this is the... came in right here. Donation to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, 500. Right there, right? The date, April 30th, 2026. There you go, everybody. I know that amazing that they sit around adding, like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And let's see, it's yeah, let's see, 360, 460, 560, 646. That's what I came up with. They have a different number. They didn't do it right. What a loser. Oh, here's the one on their screen right there. There you go. Huh? Now we were just sending in National Center for Missing Exploited Children. This was our donation night, but we had we didn't make the goal, but we had Millie come in here who spent the whole night tabbing down stuff, and you should know we didn't come close to reaching. Usually on donation night we bring in $1,000 minimum. Like that's a sort of a crappy, you know, that's what it is, and that's only 700 to the channel, right? But you know, those are the one. That's the day that sort of can make up for some of those crappy days. But tonight we were 300 and something short of that, and well, maybe like 200 short since we got a PayPal and a coffee. But it's weird that they spend their time doing that. They do. They have gray derangement syndrome. They are lunatic people who literally they sit around wringing their hands every day, wondering what's going to be happening on the next show. And boy, you know, let's keep track of this and keep track of that. And yeah, tonight was a very frustrating evening, with very long lulls and very few different individuals helping. So Marty's trying for a challenge right at the end. Do you think we can make that one? I'm going to send 1,000 off to our DNA fund, though. Okay? That's what I'm going to do. Well, let's see. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I guess we could do 500 to the DNA fund, and maybe we'll pick something else. Because of people like you, Johnson. That's why. Hey, thanks, Chris O'Connell and Phyllis Watson. Because you're absolutely... You don't love my channel. You came in here to get your little passive-aggressive dig in there. Thank you. Yeah, the trolls come in and disrupt it and create problems and make it harder and harder and harder. And then they go, look at Gray, he's out there asking for people to send in money, blah, 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 blah. You know, that's it. And I don't do conspiracy theories. I won't even entertain them. So my videos aren't what the people want to watch when they watch videos. They like conspiracy theories. Thank you, Crystal Connell and Phyllis Watson. Right, that's what I knew, Johnson. I knew you were just a troll. See that? Look at that. Watch this guy. Look how these guys are. Watch this one. I love your channel, Gray. How come you have 180,000 subs, but only 125 in the side chat? That's crazy. And it's not even the side chat. It's how many people are watching. And then you said, then right after that, after I called you out and I knew what you were, you said, your channel is a snooze. You're a whiner. Your dead live streams say all we need to know about your LOL. Yeah, screw you. see how I can call them out right away, you guys? They thought they were being really tricky with their, hey, I love your channel, buddy. I know why. You know what? They're concerned about my channel because they're jealous. They actually know what I do here, you know? And so it just is what it is. And one of these days, things will pick up again, etc. We'll get a case. And when I make videos on cases, I make them better than everybody else. And that's just the god-awful truth of it all. It's just, you know. All right, let's see. We're gonna do a. I'm just gonna send in 500 to our DNA fund. I wish I could do more, but like I said, I mean, this month was 5,000 less than February that had 28 days. All right, here we go. 500 for use by identifinders and Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick. All right, that one I go through my bank account to save the 6% fee that the intermediary had. All right. Hey, thanks, Suzf. Keep counting, troll. Keep counting. Keep adding them up. Let's see. Well, I'll tell you what. I think we're only about. Let's see. Like 50 away from doing like an all sources where we brought in almost, let's see, hold on, let me do the math really quick. Oh wait, no, 5 of those are mine. So that's, I robbed Peter to pay Paul again. Yeah, we'd have to bring in like about almost 100 more to get to the 1,000. Thank you for the coffee, Marty. Let's see. I'm trying to do math. 45. Oh, whoa. Chris O'Connell. Holy crap. Well, thank you. I was just trying to do the math over here. Yeah, I think that gets us right around almost the exact number. So where do we want to do it, you guys? I'm going to send, should we send 500 more to our scholarship fund? What do you think about that? What the hell's the name of that? I always forget the name of it. It's called, it's like one short word. The scholarship. Bold. There it is. Bold. Bold. Yeah, I remembered. I just remembered right at the end there. Bold's had 43 million in scholarships set up over there. All right. Select scholarship to increase award amount. I don't know what that means. How are the applications going? Oh, there we go. All right, contribute 500. Continue from Grant Hughes investigates, and the freaks. There you go. Well, like I told you guys, if we got to 1,000, I'd do the whatever you guys did. God, they always try to sneak in a tip of like, you know, like literally $100 they try to throw in there. You know, like I'm just donating to my scholarship. You know, they make money, obviously, somehow, probably from the school or something. Yeah, like when I donate to my own scholarship fund, it says, hey, you want to send 100? And they have a default of 20%, so I just sent 500 in and it made it 600. How crazy is that? All right. Come on. There it is. I got a code sent to my phone. All right, we just did that. Now that won't be sent to me for, like, it takes 5 business days because that's also an ACH one. But there's on the screen, it says, thank you for your donation. We'll get it in 5 business days. And now we've already put 18,000 of our scholarships already been given to students. There's currently 6,000 waiting to be given to 3 students, and they're already being reviewed. And now we have 1,000. That number is actually 25,000. They just haven't added the 500 yet because they haven't got it. So we have 1,000 already towards the next scholarship. Hey, thanks for the coffees, Marty. And thanks again up there to Chris O'Cuddle. Yeah, I saw that. Thanks a lot, Marty. Appreciate it. All right, so who are we going to send the other 500 to? So we were able to do 3,000 this month, which, you know, I guess isn't terrible. We had 1 month last year that we only could do 1,000. It was really bad. What are you referring to, Lisa, up there? When you say we have 28, but only a couple look good to me, what do you mean? I don't get it. Hey, Sazef, thanks for the 64 months. Man, you've been a long time. 64 months. Anyway, I just did Fallen Freaks just now. We did Rain the other day. How about we do... yeah, we could go to Texas EquiSearch again, you guys. Oh yeah, well, let's do the last 500 first, then we'll do the grand totals. Yeah, thanks for everybody in here that helped out tonight. It's weird how, like, I remember back in the day we'd do this, and the first hour and a half we'd get all the way to the goal and everything. Or not even an hour and a half, the first hour. You know, we'd send out our donations, and some people would donate more and stuff. And now it's like the first hour is just like, we're not even close. And then sometimes it's way later in the evening where we sort of almost get there, you know? So that's kind of cool. At least I guess we just have a late arriving crowds, I guess. And it was always kind of similar. Like we always had people that would support had the ability to support the channel more than other people. It's always been like that. What is that? Oh, really? Someone actually submitted a video on how to become a game warden. I guess they didn't know what we were talking about. Which one? Do you guys want to do Texas EquiSearch? All right. Yeah, as long as Tim Miller's still out there, you know. I guess we just got to see if tomorrow we can have a good first night of the next month. That's what... Wait, what? Oh, wait, doing it with... Let me just click on that button. That's easier. All right. Want me to do a pin. All right. It does, yeah. It's like, it's usually, sometimes like after we have this night, the next night it's, you know, I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. All right, there we go. That was the 500 to Texas EquiSearch. And let's see. I don't know. They'll send me an email here in a second. There it is. And here is the receipt that just came in on the email. See that? You donated $500 US to Texas EquiSearch. All right. There we go. Everything's in. So now it's time to do the update some of these. So this is now where is that? How come it doesn't? Oh, way down there. 295. Man, we're getting close to 300,000. You know, if we were doing well, I'd say we could almost do that this next month, but I don't know. Doesn't look good. And then this one is 15,000. So we're at 15 for the year, which I guess, you know, I mean, it's so 3, you know, it's like almost 4,000. I guess that would put us at 45,000 if we kept doing the same pace. So there you go. Awesome. And there it is right there. Look at that. Donation 295,112. Suck it, trolls. Yeah. 148 applicants. Some of them. Well, you should have seen it before, Lisa. Before there were videos, there were. That's nothing. I mean, that's like a joke. When the time before that, the one that Zozo was doing, there was like 600. I mean, just a shitload of, I mean, like hundreds and hundreds of written applications that they had to read. But we decided that video is better because it's hard to fake a video like that. Like it's, you know, people were using AI to create their little letters and their applications. Yeah, isn't that cool? $295,000. Wouldn't it be nice if some of the other YouTubers out there would do exactly the same thing? Yeah, you guys made the head. You made the trolls' head spins. They were adding it all up with a calculator. Hey, they almost had it all figured out. So on the show here, we got, let's see, 840 something, and then we had Phyllis did a big. We had Phyllis and Marty and Lisa did these, you know, sizable coffees, and then we had Paulette in there and a PayPal and Sandy Shirley. So we just kind of made it a little over 1,000. So that's why I went, oh, there we go. We just made it finally, right at the end. And that's how we were able to do that. Okay, now you can tell it's really frustrating during the show, right? Like for hours and like 2 hours, we were at like 400. And it's like that never used to happen. So it's to a point where it's like, wow. I guess I just have to realize there's a shot that later in the show that we might get there. I don't know. It didn't used to be that way. You guys ever do that with the like Vicks? You know, you put it right underneath there, your nose. Feels pretty good. And they also have me doing this thing with my elbow. It hurts. So you kind of do this thing with, I'm using like this spoon right here, and I got to like press it against the muscle in there. Like, you know, like it's kind of weird, but it works. Flood of gifted memberships every time one of those losers. Yeah, that would be sweet. That would be a good way to get rid of them, I think. Like if everybody, when the trolls show up, if everybody supported the channel, you know, they're still going to make their little videos and their stupid little bullshit stuff that they do because they're just sick individuals. But, you know, just going to come back on to haunt them in the future because I've got it all documented. Provably false stuff. So there you go. It's good stuff. And on my channel, what I try to donate around 30% of the gross income. You know, so if you think about it, that's a huge amount of money, right? So if you get, let's say your channel, if it was a net income, it'd be a lot smaller. 30% of the net, right? But it isn't. It's 30% of the gross income. So let's say, just for the hell of it, your channel brought in $10,000. And see, that's the thing. This month, I'm actually donating more than that, percentage-wise. But let's just say you brought in 10 grand, right? You might donate 30,000, 3,500, right? Well, then there's only 6,500 left over. And then you get to, you know, the donation part you can write off. So what it means is you're then taxed on 6,500, which still means you're still taxed 2,500 or so. So you're taxed 2,500 off of the 10. So there's 7,500, and then 3,500 went to charity. So there was 4,000 left. So the channel makes, you know, the income would be 4,000, and then 3,500 was given to charity. Does that seem unreasonable to people, or? Seems to me like that's a crazy. That's way more than you know the church wants you to give, right? How is your dad? My dad? He's doing okay. He had to go into the hospital recently. And I have tons of stuff, you guys. Like, for example, coming up here in May. Here, let me show you this. You know that program, this one right here that I use for all this really cool shit right here? I mean, look how amazing this is. There's no other YouTubers that can do any of this. Okay? Because they just can't, nor would they ever want to take the time. So the thing is I bought this thing, and I'll show you right here. Watch this. This is called 3D Studio Max. All right? And when you go to 3D Studio Max, you go over here, and let's see. Where can I buy it? I'm not sure. Products. 3D Studio Max. Pricing options. Oh my God. I didn't even know. They just raised it to $2,010 for each year. Every year that I have this thing, I spend $2,000 on it. How crazy is that? One of these years, I'm going to have to learn how to use... what the hell's the name of that? Blender. Because that's free, I think. But I don't know if it has all the same cool stuff. But they do have this token thing over here. So I'm not sure. 6 tokens per day for this product. So I'm wondering, I'm sort of been thinking about that. Like, for example, if I bought 300 tokens, that would allow me to use it for 50 days. And that would only be $900. Yeah, it's a great, I mean, it's a freaking amazing program, really. And that would allow me to use it for 50 days, and that seems okay, but there's sometimes where I seem to use it, like, a lot. And I guess you can always add more to it, right? It's interesting. Yeah, so the one that I'm on is this 2010. That's what I'll be paying. Yeah, I think it is something like tennis elbow. But I'm not doing anything. It's like just sitting here. It hurts it. So I have that. I have an ancestry profile for looking up people. I have newspapers.com, 2 different newspaper subscription as well. I mean, Adobe Suite, the Microsoft products. I mean, I've got them all. I mean, it's just like there's a lot of money that goes out in expenses. Of course, again, having a business, you can write off the amount. See, these people out there don't understand how writing something off works, right? It just means it takes it off of the income that can then be taxed. It doesn't mean, oh, wow, you saved exactly the... You just saved back that, like, for example, if I write off my donations, and let's say I donated $48,000, it might save me 12 in taxes or something. But I'm still sending, the 36 is gone. And so, and the whole 48. It just means I have to pay less in taxes later. It's weird how they think, oh my God, it's 48? You're getting all 48 back, man. No, it means that if you made $100,000 and you donated $48,000, that means your taxable income is $52,000. Okay, so that means you probably owe on $100,000 you would probably pay $25,000 in taxes. On $52,000 you might end up paying $13,000 in taxes or so, and that means you saved about $12,000 by writing it off in taxes, you know, but you still spent the money, you know. Yeah. For free, less costly alternatives to your, I don't know, man. I learned how to use 3D Studio Max. There isn't any alternative. I just told you a second ago, if I was going to learn one, it would be Blender, which is free, and it has some stuff, but it's totally different. It's like starting over again. I mean, I have thought of trying to do it. It actually, these models look way better in Blender. Let me show you what one of them looks like. All right, there, and where am I saving the Blender? There. Yeah, so I'll just throw, like, I'm going to open up Blender. And, you know, sometimes I can sort of mess around with it and so forth. But, I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, look at that. That's 3D Studio Max look, because this was made, that program is actually made for Blender, the place that I go out and get these models. So look how good that is. Very clear, just a hell of a lot. But I don't know if it has the same sort of sunlight system, which is a huge thing to be able to have. But look at that. Look how good that is, right? Now, if I go back over to 3D Studio Max, it's pretty good, but it doesn't have this. It's not quite as. It's not as good, you know. I mean, it looks pretty good. I don't know. I like the lighting over there a little bit better. That's not bad though. Brings it in. But see how it's kind of more chunky looking, and I think if you come over here, it sort of blends it better. I guess that's Blender, you know. But this is all Orem right here, right? So right here is, that's the spot where he threw the rifle. This is the Losi Center building, right there. See, I'm not sure how to move around in this software. I guess that's one of my problems. Maybe I will try to figure it out one of these days. It's pretty amazing, though. And so this is the one I'm doing right now. Isn't that pretty cool though? I mean, that's literally a 2013 Dodge Challenger that I got for free off of Sketch. What's the name of that thing? Sketch Fab or something. So there it is. Boom. You know, and then I have a spline on the ground that it follows. And then I just watched a video today where when it stops, you literally just put a keyframe there, and then you extend the key, you add another keyframe about 2 seconds later of the last one, and it makes it stop. Then later you go back in and you edit the curves where it slows down right as it's coming in. So it was pretty sweet, you know, how I did that. So watch how the car comes around the corner in this video. You can barely see it up there, but it's slowing down, and then stops. And then there's like 3 or 4 seconds, and then it takes off again. I don't even remember how long I kept it there for. And then there it goes. Takes off, and then it starts accelerating. And it's driving. And then right around in this area coming up right now, that house across the street is going to take a picture of him when he's driving by. And, you know, maybe the car drove into this area right here. See, there he goes. And this is the neighborhood where I got that camera. The house right on the bottom right-hand corner is the one that had the surveillance footage. You can't actually see it. It's below the camera. But there you go. So I might have to try that token thing. Maybe I'll try that, and then I'll say, well, how hard is it to add more tokens? You know, maybe if I just got like $1,200 worth, at least that's saving $800, right? That might be a good way to do it. I don't know, I'll check it out. Anyways, I guess that's it, you know? Yeah, see, I don't think it looks as bad. See how that little crumply looking side of the building? I don't think Blender looks... let's look at that one more time. Yeah, I think you can add to it. No, there it is right there. So I just don't even know how to move around very well in this. Be cool if you could just... Yeah, it's definitely, it's not the same as the other one. Yeah, it's weird, like these buildings. See how crumply that one is? This definitely doesn't look like that. Just even from back here, it looks way... Okay, let's go way up here. Oh, there we go. Okay, I just realized if I hit the shift key. Yes, that one looks a hell of a lot sharper than that. See that? It's all kind of clumpy. That doesn't have that look. It's almost like it smooths it out. I'll have to go start doing tutorials and whatnot. Yeah, I could try doing the those tokens. I better call pretty quick. I'm not sure what day it renews. And the sad part is, I think if you just open it up, oh, that's the day. See, that's one of the things that I don't like. You know, if you just open it up, okay, that's a token. Or, you know, 6 tokens today. You've already used it. All right. Well, thanks to Paulette and Marty and Lisa Valenzuela for the coffees, and then Sandy Shirley and Phyllis Watson. On the on PayPal, and I did 5 on PayPal too. No, I didn't. There was Sandy Shirley did another one too. So there you go. We got those, and then we sent out $2,000 tonight and $1,000 earlier in the month, so that made $3,000 for the month. We're at $295,112 since January of 2020. And believe it or not, we donated like $3,000 or $4,000 the year before that, but we didn't start counting until we just went, hey, let's do this, you know. In January of 2020. Yeah, I think it might be, you ever had tennis elbow, Marty? It's kind of weird. It's like that little point that sticks out, if you press it, it hurts a little bit. And then, thank you. Right out of the chute, we had Phyllis Watson with a 20 gifted memberships. Then we had Allie Cake. So right away, it looked like we were going to be doing well. And then C. Serwin. Then we had Cheryl Bullock gifted a membership. Then T-Girl. Then Phyllis Watson gifted one to match a challenge. Then Rock Girl Media. Then Cheryl Bullock. Then Aaron Sayers showed up. And Aaron Sayers with the super chat. And then T-Girl Michelle gifted 1. Then Allie Cake. Then Aaron Sayers gifted 5. Then Phyllis Watson gifted 1. Whiskey Boots gifted 1. Allie Cake. Lisa Valenzuela. And then Shelky. And then Aaron Sayers gifted another 5. So thanks, Aaron. Quite a bit there. Then Kathy Friedenmaker. H. Doc. Then H. Doc. 45 months. Thank you. And Phyllis Watson. Yeah, you did a couple different coffees. Right? Oh, you've had tennis elbow a couple times. How do you get it? I mean, because I'm not doing anything. And then Aaron Sayers again with the super chat. And then Allie Cake, Phyllis Watson, Frida gifted 1, Steve Connerly gifted 1, then H. Doc gifted 1, then Allie Cake and Shoshana Grace gifted 1, then Jim Lawn, then Phyllis Watson gifted 5, then Carol Silva gifted 1, then Horse Teeth, Cow Teeth, Corinne something, Corinna Edge or Corinne, I can't say it. Regarding the officers at the wall, they are TSA agents. Okay. Then Jim Lawn, Linda Howe, love the freaks. Thanks everyone for your support. Jim Lawn said, I suspect Tony has a horse and a cow tooth implant. And then we had at least Linda Howe. Then Linda Howe gifted a membership. Then Phyllis Watson, Tracy Von Brott. Then I gifted 5 to, that was me robbing Peter to pay Paul because nobody was matching the challenge that Phyllis put out there. And then we had Linda Howe and then Tracy Von Brott. And then Chris O'Connell shows up, gifted 5. Then Linda Howe gifted 1. Then Phyllis Watson super chat. And then Chris O'Connell gifted 10. Then we had KMTX. Then Jessica Schubach. And then Chris O'Connell, both with 220, 20s. And then Lori Bach, Shake My Head. Then Cindy J saying, now this is cool shit. Man, I have to do cool shit to get a super chat. Chris O'Connell, and then gifted 5. Then Phyllis Watson gifted another 5. Then Susie Clue did a cat eye. Then Suz, not Susie Clue. Jeez, what am I saying? Remember there was a Susie Clue. I don't know why I said that, but Suz F. And then Suz F, 64 months. What is that? 5 years and 4 months. Wasn't there a Susie Clue a long time ago? I don't know. Then Chris O'Connell gifted 20 again. And then there's a whole bunch of these. There was some jewel gifting too. I don't know what that does. Yeah, remember that? Yeah. So anyways, thank you guys. That was we made it right at the end there. After all the stress to get there. But we were able to do the extra $500 donation because my thing was if we get to 1,000, I'll donate 1,000. Every dollar that you guys send in, basically, I'll send in to, because this month was so poor, I could only go do another 1,000, so it would have been 2,000 for the, for the month. But I thought, well, whatever comes in the donation night, we'll just send it out in donations. Maybe that's kind of how it could be. Yeah, leaning on my elbow. Yeah, maybe I pressed down on it or something. I don't know. All right, you guys. Well, thank you. Hope you found the show interesting regardless. I mean, we had some, I think we analyzed that security footage pretty good. I think I have that audio pretty well lined up right there. Yeah, look at that. Watch. One more time. I think there's a shot off camera by that same officer. And if the guy running through actually shot, it's timed almost precisely with the officer shooting at the same time. I know, me too. I think Candace Owens is a despicable person, one of the worst people I've ever seen on the planet. Unfortunately, she's really pretty and can talk and, you know, really articulate and stuff like that. But she's I think she's actually evil. I think there's something wrong with her. The stuff that she's been doing to innocent people is absolutely disgusting. Similar to what the trolls do, you know. They just don't give a shit. That's what their life is based on. Conspiracy bullshit. Well, she hasn't just taken it too far. She's a lunatic. She's been doing this stuff for a long time. It's not acceptable even if you're not taking it too far. I think she is doing stuff with her sort of level of exposure. She is very, I guess you could say she's profoundly irresponsible. Hey, thanks, Jessica Schubach. That was nice to say. She is absolutely, incredibly irresponsible. She is creating a huge problem in the, here's what I think's happening. I think the Democrats are cheering her on because they know that it's creating this huge divide. So they're probably your biggest fans, encouraging her to keep going. Yeah. Because there's no way that many people could possibly believe in the shit that she's selling every day. It's just... So I think that's a political ploy by... I'm not, when I say Democrats, I mean, like, there's probably these huge groups of people out there that go, hey, go over there and... Because look what it's doing to these people. And that wouldn't shock me a bit if that's exactly why she has so many people and they're all typing in stuff because they want it to get bigger and bigger and bigger because it's creating a massive fracture in the conservative side. I know. I'm not sure what's happened. People do not have common sense anymore. It's gone. That's what I say. I always say that. Says F. That millions of people watch her, and they believe it, and it creates this huge wave of hate towards whatever. Look at Macron's wife is not a transgender. She's a female. She's going to lose that lawsuit. She's going to get creamed on it. She's going to lose this lawsuit right here unless she settles first. She might do that. She might give him $150,000 to get him to, or give him the $75,000 and have it go away because she makes that in 2 shows. So she doesn't give a shit. I think that was but it needs to go to court because I think that's just the sort of damages. The punitive damages is where the hurt comes in. And then I think Erica Kirk and Turning Point USA need to do a full-on, just absolutely do it and take her out of the industry. She is horrendous. Okay, she deserves, and hopefully they can get millions from her. And I don't know what the judge, like how it works. But, she'll just be more careful on how she words things. I mean, her whole shtick is to sell bullshit, though. That's the thing. So how would she ever get to a point where people wouldn't like it anymore? She wouldn't have the same viewership. They'd be like, okay, now you're just caving in, man. You're fed slop. You're believing in the... It's crazy. Oh, man. All right. I got to get out of here. Thank you, guys. Wasn't our greatest month, but at least we, as a channel, gave out $3,000. That's pretty good. All right. So thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. And thank you guys for making a successful donation night, at least. That was cool. And hopefully tomorrow we can have a decent first day of the month. You know, because if it starts off like out of the last 7 days, we had 4 days that were hundreds less than a normal night. So that's what made us, I mean, we could have done 4 this month had we just had normal nights, just basic, but that's not what happened. Thank you, Chris O'Connell. And that, by the way, thank you for a lot of you that, go way above and beyond, Chris O'Connell, Aaron tonight, Sazef, and then we had Phyllis and Marty, so it's like there's people out there that do extra amounts, I mean, I guess everybody, this, like Lisa Valenzuela's coffee bucket, there's people that really have tremendously helped because of whatever situation we're in right now. I don't know what the deal is. I have no idea. But appreciate all of you. We're freaks, man. I'm sure one of these days we'll get back to some sort of normalcy. I have no idea. I don't know how to fix things. If you talk to people, they go, "Oh yeah, it's just, they're your videos. They're not interested in the video or something." But it's like, what do you mean? I've put out videos that I think are really good. I guess that's my opinion, right? But it seems like other people like it too. They go, "Oh, that was one of your best videos." 2,000 views. Yeah. So how'd that happen? I don't know. I guess we'll see. But thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, and who knows what tomorrow will bring. But until next time, be safe out there. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4.
Evil can never be dead enough.
Thought I'd throw that in there at the end. All right, thanks, everybody.